We Real Reels. Welcome to We Real Reels, the monthly podcast where we review old movies to find out if they are as good as we remember, or if you make you want to need a pilot. I'm your host, Panda Brandon, and with me is my half-brother, the Grizzly Zay, Atlas E, and a new member, the Bat Matt.
Hey.
This podcast contains spoilers and we'll be discussing the movie. This is a mature content podcast, so be prepared for harsh language and awkward situations. All sound clips, music, and trailers are only used for review purposes and belong to their respective owners. How's everybody doing today?
I'm all right. Let me get this straight, okay? It's not Atlas E anymore. It's Dr. Feelgood or Mr. Feelgood.
No,
I think
Bear must, what did I say? Must be nice, Bear.
Must be nice.
Must be nice to be a bear.
Yeah.
Matt, welcome, Mr. Batman. Welcome to We Real Shorts.
Nice.
And this week we are doing Mark Wahlberg's Flight Risk. What did y'all think about the movie before going into it?
All right, so no spoilers. I think this would have been a great movie to come out on Netflix. It's just, okay, I'm going to get into it later. I don't think it's worth seeing in theaters, this one at least.
A short review. There it is. That's the depends on Grizz.
Let's wrap it up.
Well, there's the short review. The short non-spoiler review. What you got?
What was the original question? You said what I think before?
Yeah, what was you think before going into the movies? What did you think?
The trailer made it made me want to go see it. It piqued my interest. Mm-hmm. It absolutely did that. Then you had I think a second trailer came out. I think we were discussing watching another movie. I'm like, is this a second trailer? And then they kind of like really revealed and gave everything away. And then I was kind of like, I'm not so sure about this one.
I hate that, man.
What you got?
I didn't see the second trailer. The thing for me, at least, was his weird ass haircut. It was different seeing Mark with like half bald, like another bald spot with another spot of hair. It was just,
Which, fun fact, that was him actually shaving his head. He did not want to wear a bald cap.
Well, makes it more authentic, I suppose.
Method actor.
Because some of this stuff is not so authentic. I thought it was going to be good, man. And watching the trailer, I saw it. I was like, man, this looks like it's going to be pretty good. It got them fighter jets in there. Somebody ought to get fucked up. They must have flew over Russia is what I was assuming. I was like, oh, man, this is going to be some bad stuff. And that, I would say it's not worth going to see in the theaters as a short review. But let's go ahead and get into it, man. First scene of the movie. Terrible CGI.
Bro, oh my God. Okay. This is the thing I was about to start talking about in the car ride over here. Why would you have to CGI a moose if you was already shooting in Alaska? Just get one and just be like, okay, this one's trained. Get it up here. Let's do it. Why do you have to CGI it?
I don't believe they went to Alaska.
I'm not sure. Do they even train? But that's some difficult filming anyway in Alaska.
Okay. So
just the daylight issue alone.
I think it'll be so much easier just to go up to Alaska. I mean, it's already 24/7 sunlight anyway up there, you know. Go ahead and get it and get the moose and then just shoot a scene with a moose and then shoot a scene in a hotel and then everything else is in the plane. There's nothing else you need. They do horses like this, right? Like
it wasn't even the moose that was the first thing. The hotel itself was CGI. And the fake ass car with the terrible snow on it. I was like, why could they not just take a picture of a hotel somewhere? Just say you're there. It was bad. It was terrible. So we got a guy, he's kind of paranoid in this terrible CGI hotel, and the stupid ass moose is outside knocking on the windows and shit. Like, what you doing, Moose? Do mooses naturally knock on windows? What's happening here?
Hey,
No idea.
I don't even think they come up to
it's
the
not
houses.
moose. It's meese.
I guess they're trying to make it like this deer are around here. They just kind of wander around. It's like, hey,
Just
what's
knock
happening
on
over here?
doors.
What we got?
I got the same issue. We got deers knocking on the back window over here. We get terrified all the time. But that's when the police jump in, man. They bust on in the place. They know he's in there, and they just pin him down.
The moose.
No, the dude. The dude. Yeah, and then we see that he's got like I guess a great attitude about stuff because he's joking all the damn time. He didn't want to be laid on the crusty bed, That's Topher Grace, the guy from That 70s Show.
He immediately wanted to make
Terrible
a deal.
Venom.
Yep. Also, Eddie Brock, Venom.
Yep. He's a
The
survivor.
original Spider-Man movies.
The 70 show.
Yeah, he's a survivor. So, he immediately wanted to make a deal. It was a good deal.
American Ultra.
Haven't seen it.
You haven't seen American Ultra?
I've seen it, but I
He was like
forgot he was in that movie.
wasn't he like the agent?
Yeah, he was the like the director, the CIA director.
He's also in Predators, too. He was a bad guy in there, so I learned to never trust him. He wants to make a deal, full immunity, and then a lot of protection. And then he will rat on the biggest mafia boss, I guess, in the United States. And the arresting officer, the marshal, played by Michelle Dockery, says, okay, let's do it. She calls it in. They accept. So they schedule him a flight back to Seattle or something like that?
No, it was Anchorage.
Anchorage, and then to Seattle.
Okay. And that's where they get to the runway, get to the plane. They do a terrible CGI shot of the plane just sitting there.
God, that was bad.
They have these aerial shots throughout the movie. Why don't you just
With the
take a
actual
picture?
plane.
Yeah, just take a video of that plane. I don't understand what happened.
I don't know. I think it would have been funny because I mean, a lot of scenes in this movie made you laugh. I think it would have been funny to like see them 3 days of like him just like, let me tell you about my mom. And she's like, "Will you shut up?" And he's like, "Okay, I'm gonna stop talking." Like,
Yeah, she tired of his ass.
yeah, she's tired of his ass. But she said she's been annoyed with him for 3 days. Show a little bit of it. Show a little montage of like getting on the nerves, make people laugh, and then get into the serious thing. I think it would have been a lot.
I missed that. I missed the whole 3 days part. I thought they just went the next day to the night.
Do you think that it was possibly the director's fault with who was directing it and how they're perceived in
I think so, because the script, I think this could have been a great movie. The script, it could have been more suspenseful. But yeah, I think he made some, or he or she, I don't know.
It's Mel Gibson.
The director is Mel Gibson.
Oh, okay. Old crazy ass Mel.
Mel Gibson has only directed 5 movies
And it's horseshit.
Two of them did good, didn't they?
in 30 years.
Passion of the Christ was
Passion
one
of
of
the
them.
Christ.
Apocalypto.
Apocalypto.
I think Apocalypto is one of them.
Yeah.
That was a decent one. Human
And
sacrifice.
then there's supposed to be Resurrection that's on the way.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
Part
so
2.
Resurrection is the sequel to Passion of the
Oh
Christ.
wow! You think it's gonna be a
I
trilogy?
think it's in pre-production or something right now. Yeah, so
Wow, that's gonna be something.
yeah, but this movie feels like it's straight out 1997.
Yeah, I mean, it was.
Somewhere in between 92 and 97. This is what it's got that feel to it.
It
Yeah.
probably would have looked better too.
Yeah.
Well, the marshal and the prisoner, Topher Grace, his name is Winston in this movie. He's they're sitting in the plane. He's all chained up. She even wraps a chain around him in the seat. Like this dude ain't.
He's not dangerous at all. Clearly, he's just annoying.
Yeah, he's not been aggressive at all. I didn't see the purpose of this, but yeah, she wraps a chain around this motherfucker in the seat, and that's when our pilot shows up. Good old Mark Wahlberg. And he is he's Daryl Booth.
Hold on, bro. We gotta address that. People don't probably know what the hell that came from, bro.
There's Larry King talking about Mark Wahlberg.
Oh, really?
He said Wahlberg.
Oh, shoot.
Like that. So,
Cannot get his name right for some reason, bro.
yeah, so now every time I say Wahlberg. But yeah, he is this country ass pilot, man, and he's getting in there all cheery, asking questions about the fugitive he's got back there, and then asking questions to the police officer. And I don't know, seems pretty believable to me.
Then he blurts out, "I'm not a fugitive, I'm a witness." And
Daryl Booth.
Yeah.
He giving up all the information.
he said, I've never flown a fugitive, I've never flown a witness, I've never flown a marshal.
He's flown Marshall Falk though.
Yep.
That was pretty funny.
Yeah. So
Legendary Rams running back.
they take off, they get in the air, and he's still just asking a bunch of damn questions. But while he's asking these questions, he's kind of giving a little much information, a little too much information away from himself. Because he had mentioned to her, like, you'll be in Seattle before whatever time. And she's like, oh, okay, that's kind of weird. I don't know about that. And she don't say nothing. But that's when he pulls up on the what they call it, the yawl, the stick.
The yoke.
Yoke, that's what it was. And a little pamphlet falls out about the pilot. As Daryl Booth got his little information on there, but it's a completely different guy. It's got a different picture of somebody else on there. And then she notices like a little scratch on his neck. Like he's bleeding. Like, what's going on with you, buddy? He's like, just maintenance job. It's just part of the job.
Occupational hazard or whatever.
Yeah. But your boy in the back, old Winston's trying to warn her, hey, this ain't dude. But she's like, man, fuck off. Shut the hell up.
Just like
Sit down.
She don't want anything to do with him.
helicopters and planes, they gotta put the,
Also
the
part of
buffs
it, yeah,
on.
they had the.
So
the
she
hits.
couldn't hear anything.
Mm-hmm.
He was sitting there just doing like, how you doing, y'all? You just gotta love. You're my cousin.
Oh, yeah, just talking to himself back here. And then he bit off his little button to spit at her.
Spit at her.
Trying to be a little resourceful back here. He ends up getting her attention. She ends up figuring it out herself. She was asking him questions like, how do you know about Seattle? Oh, well, you got to be going to this place. And he said, what about Winchesky or something? She said some other pilot. She's like, I know him. She's like, oh, yeah, Winchesky. He got some stories about Nam. Me and him did this and this. And she's like, oh, that's funny because Winchesky's a woman. And she's like, oh, yeah, well, you must be talking about a sister. But you ain't buying that, are you? And then that's when that motherfucker attacks her.
Yep.
Man, gave her a mean right cross. Knocked her the hell out. Yeah. But she fought back, though. I mean, I thought she was going to bust him with that gun, but he was ready for it.
Can we talk about how much that man ate from the taser?
Oh, my God.
Yeah. So,
Yes.
I have this thing where I'm kind of pissed off. Anybody that gets tased in movies, they get knocked out. In
Immediately.
real life, it's not the case. And this one was like, okay. He's not getting knocked out,
Yes.
pissing his pants or shitting his pants. What I don't know.
He
but
charged her, and they hit the yoke, and the plane went into a nosedive while she is jabbing him in the fucking neck with this taser on full blast. I swear that thing was going for at least a good 15
The
seconds.
initial tase though did knock him out and knock him back.
Yep.
Then he got back up. She was doing something. I forgot what it was.
Fucking with Winston probably.
Yeah, and then like you didn't restrain this guy while he was knocked out.
Right.
Like after he just tried to attack you.
that is a frequent occurrence in this.
Man.
Yeah.
Anytime the bad guy gets supposedly knocked out or hurt, she's just like, okay, let me do this other thing over here. Leave the fucking bad
She
guy.
believe in the music, the movie magic. You know, that taser hits you, you're knocked out.
But yeah,
You're
that
done.
was he did get back up and he did charge her in the end.
Oh my God.
She laid that taser on.
right in his neck. And I felt like he was getting electrocuted, so his grip was tensing up on her neck. So he just kept on choking her, and she just kept on getting him with it. So I was like, man, they gonna die until that battery runs out. And eventually, she was able to knock him off.
Meanwhile, the plane is in a full-on
Yes.
nosedive.
Bro, it's past nosedive. That motherfucker's almost upside
There
down.
are no
bro.
G's. They're just somehow they just.
Her legs are strong.
Oh, man.
From like 3,000 feet, but it felt like they were falling for 30,000 feet.
Yeah, they were falling for a
that's
while.
wow.
And eventually she kicked him off. She was able to pull the stick back up, and they barely made it. So suspenseful.
After they went through a mountain.
Oh, man. Oh, no, that we ain't got to that point yet.
shit.
This one, they saved him from the
I
ground,
forgot about that one.
and they end up tying him up with like a little leather strap and some zip ties and handcuffs. All kind of crazy shit they tried on him. And then she called her agent friend, tell him, hey, we've been compromised. There's a mole. Somebody's in here. They're leaking some information. They know about this because they know about her past. Is what when the hitman woke up from the fucking taser, we saw that burn mark. He was sizzling over there. He woke up. He was talking about her and how she had killed a previous prisoner that
She
she
didn't
had.
kill. She let them die.
Well, the way he was saying it, she killed.
Died on her watch.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And then so she's got this another opportunity to come back, and she's been talking to her friend like, "Hey, I'm telling you this is what's going on," and her friend's just giving some kind of fishy answers, make you think like, "Is it this bitch?" And she's like, "I got a team that's waiting for you." "Oh, you got a team?" "Yeah, a little personal team. I trust them. Got to keep this close." And he's like, "Oh, that's weird. I don't know. You didn't talk to the director?" He's like, "No. This is my thing. I gotta get this." So it's kind of weird, you kind of suspect her, and I was like, oh, okay, all right, I see why she suspect her. So she ends up trying to call the director directly, and she does get in touch with him at what are we at, Scranton somewhere?
Is that like some beach house?
Yeah,
Nadeki or something like that.
Saskatchewan, yeah, something like that. And he's like, okay, you think that your friend's the mole, but she stuck her neck out for you. She's like, yeah, well, I know, but this is what I'm telling you. She's okay. Well, just call me directly and I'll take care of it. So she hangs up with him. They end up getting her a pilot to assist her on the landing. It's this
motherfucker.
Pakistani dude or somebody, India
Hassan.
dude.
They called tech support.
Yeah, Hassan.
Hassan
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
Hassan.
And he
Whichever
was
you prefer.
he was kind of fishy too, man. He was trying to get a date.
Was, yeah.
But I think that may be a calming tool to make her not panic or something. That's what I was thinking. I was like, this dude ain't really trying to get no pussy, right? Like he's really this bitch trying to live, she's trying to survive. But yeah, he was very helpful. But he still seems suspicious too, though, man. Because
She was eating that shit up, so
yeah,
she was laughing and giggling. And okay.
This motherfucker, him. Well, they get in touch with him. He tells them, go this direction until you see the coast, and then once you see the coast, travel southeast till you get to Anchorage or wherever they were going. And they end up doing that, but she ends up telling old Winston the story behind what the hitman was saying, where she had a witness that was going to tell some shit on the cartel, and the bitch needed to use the restroom just like old Winston did, and she went and
I think they said it was another 3 days that they were holed up.
in a hotel,
And she begged her to take a shower. And she finally broke and let her take the shower, so she restrained her
and then
to the pole, or which I don't even know where you restrain someone taking a shower in a motel.
that's weird.
What happened?
think they just got regular.
grab bars,
Oh, like
old people and shit in there.
Okay, so maybe to that.
I mean, sure.
But watch her window in the shower.
Yeah, in a motel, if it was the same as the,
We talk about, are they in Mexico?
they didn't specify.
They didn't.
But
Probably Texas.
So if it's a high rise,
I want to say most
probably
like
not gonna happen.
I don't think
roach
high-rise.
motels or whatever kind
Yeah, I'm
of
thinking-
might have like not. There are probably some out there that do have like a window in the bathroom.
Well, it didn't even have to be in the window. You just
Right, yeah.
throw it through the living room, Molotov, catch everything on fire. But the bitch is in the shower.
Yeah.
You got water.
Why'd you bring that if you got water?
You know,
You got plenty of water. So maybe she's still alive. That's a question. She might still be alive.
we still got smoke inhalation.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Bored alive, maybe.
But if she was able to lay down,
If she was, she might have been. I mean, she did say chain her. She could have chained her to the shower head up there, like way up there. I don't know. It just sounded kind of crazy.
How the bitch gonna watch her back?
And then she said it was nothing but flames and smoke,
Yep.
and she
And she
skied
just
out
ran.
on out of there and left her.
She ran and let her burn. So yeah, Winston's feeling kind of unsure about this bitch now.
after he did try to get her attention multiple times, and like, hey, he's not.
yes,
And
yes.
she's like, fuck off.
But Hassan tells them to get to about 3,000 feet. He did say, like, it's kind of low, but you should be all right. Whatever. They keep flying. All of a sudden,
Oh,
what was that?
so what's his name? The bad guy,
Mark.
Mark Wahlberg. No, the character,
That's Daryl Booth.
Daryl Booth. So
They don't say his name. They don't ever say his
Apparently,
name.
Daryl.
they never say his name, but apparent Daryl Booth was sitting there talking about this guy's mom.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he was distracting them, so like they had their eyes.
Oh, yeah. She found a
Focus,
paper.
yeah.
She found a paper with Winston's mom's address on there. And he was saying that I only told that to your agency. That's the only people I told my mom's
it
address
was
to.
There's a picture of the pilot. There's
Picture
a
of the
picture
marshal.
of her. Picture of his mother's house. So yeah.
So he like to create a distraction. He was trying to like jimmy out of the little handcuffs that he had.
Yeah.
But it's like he was keeping their attention on him, and then all of a sudden they just go through this cloud, and a mountain's right there.
Oh, my God.
So
They so late onto it. Like, he was like, what was that? And I would be like, that was a goddamn mountain. We need to get higher. And they were just like, what was that? Then another one go by. And then it finally clears up and they're looking at it. And he's like, we need to pull up. And the hitman's like, nah, you're good.
Ain't gonna be fine. You gonna pull about over it.
So he ready to die just to kill this dude. Like, what do you get out of this? That is not a hitman, bro. That's a die man.
He's a hitman, bro. Somebody's willing to die for anything.
He fucked up too, man. He fucked up in the head because he was talking about doing some stuff to old Winston, man. He woke up after that taser. He was like, I had a dream you was on my nipples.
I was like, I didn't see that happen, but okay. I know he gave old Winston a little titty twister, but I didn't see that happen.
Yeah. So what is going on?
I was like, wait, did I miss it?
He's off, man. He real
He did
off.
slap him a little bit in the face, you know.
Yeah, he did. He was like, payback. A little tap.
Well, either way, so
They go right through it.
So now
They go through the mountain.
They pull up far enough.
We'll do it before this. So whenever the first attack happened, she tried to grab a knife. He knocked up a knife on the ground, and then got the gun away. And the knife just stayed under the seat. And so Daryl was just sitting there looking at it. It's like, okay, she's going to have to pull up at some point, right?
That's true.
So as soon as it does, he pulls up, the fucking knife goes straight to Daryl.
Yeah, he kicks it and like stops it from going forward.
Well, like, yeah, well, as they're pulling up, it starts rolling back to the back of the plane.
those G's
Stops
you're
it with
talking
his
about.
feet.
But before that, bro, between these mountains, there's just snow.
Yeah, it was a pretty big snowpack, and I feel like that would have resulted in the crash. But
That would have fucked that plane.
full on, like a,
The prop just went like, oh yeah, we're fine. We're just covered in snow.
Go right through it.
and then like even when they showed in the movie, like Batman is saying, like the prop actually did stop. Like the propeller, it was like it's not moving. I'm like, okay,
Yes.
I was like,
Fucked
oh,
up.
I say, well, man, we got a movie now, man. We got
Here we go.
the rest of the movie right here. No, we just keep
Nothing,
flying.
goddamn.
Nah, that indestructible plane, bro. He kept on going.
Oh my God, bro.
And so the Hassan tells her, just keep it on autopilot, keep going. So they do. All you gotta do is fly straight, and you're gonna get to the coast. That's what they say. How come they keep showing shots of the plane turning? Every time they do ask her, the plane's turning somewhere. It's like, who's turning? Why is he turning? She said, go straight. What is going on? Terrible timing for the shots. What you got, Bat?
I should say. I'll say it after.
It just didn't make sense.
No, I'm not sure. Was it like a full on turn, or was it more like a
Man, nah, they was
Banking
turning,
and
bro.
Doing backflips.
Yeah,
and shit.
like
she
a
was drifting in the sky.
Okay, all right.
I almost thought Van Diesel was behind the wheel.
I'm not exactly sure how autopilot works, so I mean,
I would imagine it just keeps you
trying
at
to
an
give the benefit
altitude.
of the doubt that it could possibly do some slight
No.
degree of turn.
No, I think I'm not, in avionics or nothing, but I think autopilot just keeps you at the same altitude going straight.
I think that's why I kind of don't like this movie, is because throughout the whole movie, there's maybe 20 people that you see on camera.
Yeah.
They could have had a whole sequence where it's like, oh, we got to figure out the mole. Shoot to the office where they're trying to figure out who the mole is. Or, you see the director at his beach house and he's like, damn it, I need to do something about this. And he gets on the phone and talks to him. Like some other interaction, everything was shot in this plane. You seen 5 people at the beginning of the movie, and you seen 3 people in the meat of the movie. And then after that, it was just emergency personnel. That's it. Like you don't see Cheryl, you don't see the director's face, you don't see nothing. Like you see Hassan at the end,
Yeah.
but it's like, bro, you can have that alternate, like, hey, let's go to the office, let's figure out what's going on. None of that shit.
How much did this movie cost, and how much was Mark Wahlberg's pay? Because that might determine how much they spent on this movie.
This is Mel Gibson. Okay,
Yeah.
Yeah,
he
but
can spend some money on this, man.
I think I don't think the amount of people was a problem.
Yeah, I didn't mind them.
As long as they have a good story. Because y'all ever seen The Room with Brie Larson? That was just 3 people.
I hadn't
Brie
seen
Larson,
the room,
her
but I've
son.
seen
And the kidnapper.
what's that movie, man?
Panic Room.
Missing. Where it's just like they're typing on, trying to figure out through email and voicemail and Facebook.
That's Sandra Bullock and Keanu Reeves.
Then there was another movie called Unfriended and Unfriended the Dark Web. They kind of did the same thing. Yeah,
The webcam thing.
yeah. Where they kind of keep it small with it, not the
As long
whole
as they have a
lot
good story, and this one's kind of suspenseful. But Daryl Booth back here, the hitman, he's pissing the marshal off by talking about the lady that she let kill and all die, whatever. And then she gets fed up and go back there and starts beating on him.
Oh wait, so she put on these sunglasses like she's just the coolest motherfucker.
Yeah,
Oh, that was so
Like,
stupid.
as soon as she goes through the ice,
yeah.
cool.
All of a sudden, she found these little Jerry Maguire's goddamn Need for Speed. I mean, goddamn
said,
Top Gun.
That movie is straight out of 1997, man.
Man, I was like, what?
We don't know why she put them on. It could have been the cry. Could have been, she just felt like she needed to because she looked cool or whatever. But why? And they,
Did she have them on before?
no.
Where did it come from?
Yeah.
She just cartooned them. Like, what the hell? What? All right, okay.
And then he started to get on her nerves.
Yeah, put her in a headlock while he was chained up.
I think it was like a convenient, these sunglasses appeared. Where did they appear from? We don't care, but here's how they're gonna be.
Yeah, he got those off of her and broke a piece off these cheap ass sunglasses and was able to just gnaw his way out of the little leather binding he had. And while he's doing that, Winston is telling her that all he did was transfer some money from here to Saskatchewan or wherever the hell the director is. And she was like, "What? Where did you send that money to?"
No, but wait, before that.
He said
There was a big where I just threw my hands up where, he had the knife.
And this is why he was telling that story.
He caught it in between his legs.
Back at stomping and shit.
But yeah, and then so that's when it happened while he was telling the story where he wired.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so yeah, he somehow gets the knife from his feet, which are still zip tied up. So he's zip tied up, and then he's got his arms are like. Don't he already have zip ties, and then his arms are hanging up on a leather strap, like on another strap, and
he's trying to toss that knife about stomping and shit.
And then like he tosses it up with his legs, and then it drops to the floor.
Yes,
they don't even have the earphones anymore.
That's what I was thinking. I looked at you and I was like, they got the headphones on. That's why they can't hear it. They didn't even have them on.
Yeah, so
damn. They didn't even look back at him, bro.
No.
They just like, yeah, he cool back here.
Even the whole time where you sitting there, that stitching that was in the leather or whatever, and he's cutting it or whatever, it's kind of like, y'all can't hear that,
man.
He just every time you look back there, he's feeling his fingers, and then all of a sudden he stops.
What's up?
You didn't catch that glance, like you didn't catch it in your peripheral, like, hey man, what you doing back here? No, okay,
they don't give a damn. So they end up seeing the coast. And then they go down through the coast and they see a shipwreck and they call Hassan. They say, "Hey, there's a ship over here. It's called the Fat Daddy or something, the Fat Dancer." And
fair dancer.
Yeah, and it was like, "Oh, it's a fair dancer." And then they call. He's like, "All right, we know exactly where you're at. Just keep going this way. Turn this way. You'll be right here." So they do that, and then they're about to land. Oh no, he gets out again, don't he?
Yeah,
he gets out of this because he finally cuts out his little stitchings. Mm-hmm. So he tries to attack him again. But he ends up stabbing Winston.
Yep.
And and he's choking the shit out of her. Winston ends up taking a knife out of him and cutting the little bindings that was choking her. And he gets the gun and starts blasting at her in the plane, the small ass little plane. This motherfucker here, she grabs. I guess flare guns are automatically loaded with preloaded with one in there.
I didn't
one
see
in the chamber,
loaded, but.
She grabs the flare gun out of the little safety pack, which is already loaded one in the chamber. She just shoots this motherfucker.
Wait. Before you do that, he's already got his gun, right? Nothing threw this guy off balance, so he's still aiming at her. Mm-hmm. And she does a backflip, lay on the ground, aim, Charlie's Angel move. Yeah. She's laying on her back and she shoots this dude. Why is he not?
But what about the force of this flare gun? How strong are flare guns?
He did kind of knock back like it was freaking like Raiden. Just
yes. So he gave my Houston, and that motherfucker was just like all in his shoulder and shit. He's like And she go back there, she get a fire extinguisher. Where does fire extinguisher come from? She pulled everything out of there. She got one of them cartoon bags and she's just pulling shit out. Glasses, fire extinguishers. So she sprays the motherfucker down, and in the midst of the smoke, he gets up and she boom with this damn frying pan sound effect of boom right into his head, knocks him out. Yeah.
And this is the part where I leaned to both of you guys and I was like, okay, so she's gonna secure him, right? Nope, she had to go check on Winston. Oh, god dang it.
She left his motherfucker
So she
down.
checks on Winston. And then the very next scene, this motherfucker is chained up.
Which it looks like we cut maybe 30 minutes of film, like story time.
Yeah.
Not real time, but just somewhere in the midst that she chained them back up.
Mind you, they don't show at all, okay, let's get this motherfucker around something strong. Oh, there's a chair. Let's hook him around the chair.
Hook him up.
Nothing.
And he's laying on his back, and at first, and then next scene, he's completely prone with his hands in front of him, chained to.
Batman looked at me in the theater. I was like, this shit here.
But we did kind of skip over one thing where Winston was trying to, while she was knocked out in the very beginning, Winston was trying to get him, trying to bargain with him. Like, look, man, you don't have to kill me. Like, I can just.
Yeah. There's a guy that I'm paying $25,000 a month.
Yeah,
I can get
was
you that.
paying him $25,000 a month for years, and he was like, "I can get you that." And he's like, "How much money did you steal from the boss or whatever?" He was like, "You know how much money he makes? He don't even know how much money he makes." So he was like, "Of course I stole some money." You know what I mean? So, but he was, yeah, and that's where we get to the point where it's like, okay, yeah, we kind of realize who that money was going to.
Yep, and she realizes it too. So she calls her partner back and says, "Hey, it's the director that's the mole. You got to get the fuck out of there because I told him you was the mole." And she was like, "I love you, but thanks, bitch." And then, like a few minutes later, we get a call from director. Well, she was actually trying to reach her friend, but Janine, the secretary, I guess the director told her if she calls back, send it right to me no matter what. And yeah, she gets to him again. And he's like, "I'm so sorry. Your friend's been hit. She was T-boned outside of the thing. She tried to go get a burger or something. She dead now." and now it's like, is that true? Is she lying to her just to throw this girl off her game? Like, we don't know. Like you said, we could have seen it. We could have, I don't know. There was no proof. So I'm like, she might still be alive. She had a whole team waiting at the airport. We didn't see that team. But she might still be alive. I don't know. Nothing's confirmed. You know, that's all I'm saying. She might still be alive. But then we see the runway approaching. And we're like, oh, crap. We are actually here. Hassan is actually real. I thought that motherfucker was a setup the whole time, man. Just the way he was acting. And they start getting closer to the runway. He's telling them how to do it. They've been running full blast, trying to get Winston there before he bleeds out. And she done doped him up with morphine. He feeling good over there. Slowly dying, but
Yeah, Hassan wanted her to do a.
Nah, it wasn't morphine. It was it morphine?
It was morphine.
I thought they said adrenaline.
oh hell no, he was been
The
up on
funny
that
thing
one.
was that
Jesus.
he had just been stabbed twice, and she was like, "You want some morphine?" Like, he's like,
What she said.
"I don't like needles."
Yeah, he said scared of needles. But you're good with knives.
Yeah,
Yeah, dang.
that was another thing with the way that Hassan was talking, and then the way that what was the pilot's name supposed to be?
It was Pilot or it was Daryl Booth.
Yeah, Daryl Booth,
Or
not
Mark
Daryl
Wahlberg.
Booth or whatever. Yeah, the way he was looking. Well, he couldn't really hear because she did have an earpiece in at a certain point. But
Oh,
I
yeah,
think
the
at one point he
fighter jet.
could hear her talking to Hassan, and it was kind of like, are they going? You know, is he leading him to the location anyway?
Yeah,
You know,
I kinda
but yeah,
got
then we
that
find out that we're on the wrong way, and I'm still like thinking like, even when they land,
Yeah, the fighter jet showed up and Hassan was like, "Oh, that's one of ours. He's gonna lead you on in." And I'm still like, is it though? Is it? And that's when Mark Wahlberg was like, "He's not here to help you. He's gonna shoot you down. You gotta save a kid somewhere. We don't want you flying a plane into a school or nothing." And I was like, okay, that makes sense. Who do I believe? But it ain't this motherfucker, that's for sure. So she says, fuck that. And it turns out the fighter jet is here to help. And so they go down towards the runway, but nah, Mark Wahlberg got other plans. He's like, I'm getting out of this. I want to enjoy this.
but look, not before. Not before Hassan is on the phone, and he's like, "All right, just pull forward. You're fine. Drop down at this elevation. Drop your speed down.
Bye.
Bye. That's it. You got it." I said, "No, it don't end here, man.
Yeah, they gonna go on a date. He been talking about a date and dancing and stuff the whole time.
This is not the end of the service, man.
That's it. That's all you pay for. You want the premium package.
Which
you better
further drove in
upgrade.
the point, like, all right, man, is Hassan a real deal or not? Because this is like,
We don't know.
So let's get Batman to talk about because he was really grossed out about this part. How did Mark Wahlberg get loose?
Oh my god.
He kept saying he's gonna enjoy it. He's gonna enjoy it as he breaks his thumb. Like, oh my god, that is
Bro.
horrible.
Oh my god.
He don't believe in the movie magic because I've been in so many movies where they just dislocate their thumb and they just squeeze on out. This motherfucker was like, I'm gonna break it off almost. I was like, God dang. And then he did the whole fucking terrible Walking Dead thing where he's just trying to fucking peel his skin off to get out of the damn handcuff.
He gloved that shit, dude.
Oh,
Now he got his gimpy fucking scary movie 2 hand.
yes.
Strong hand.
And he goes for the attack. And that's when the plane starts going all crazy. And she's like, pilot, you got to get back on course. Back on course, please.
Don't do that, man. Come on.
That's a good accent. What are you talking about? And then,
Yes.
It did sound like they called tech supports.
yeah, see? And then she finally fucking, I guess shoots his ass a few times. And I don't know if she really hit him too many times. I know she hit him at least once, because once is a point blank. And then she starts shooting at him again in the back, and he's like, "Ow! Ow! Stop it!" Damn. All right. And then they crash. And bro, how fast were they going? This fucking crash.
Well, that was the other thing. She was already going too fast anyway. He wanted her to do a test.
The engines were out.
Test landing, but
that's because of the tailwind.
Yeah,
there's some wind he was talking about that's going to blow him off course.
And then she was like, "I gotta save him. Like, I don't.
Yeah,
he barely has a pulse right now. I'm not gonna lose him. Like I lost the last one. So, and then they did run out of fuel. Like right before hitting the tarmac. So he was like, "No, that's okay." He was like, "You're less flammable."
Yeah,
that's a good thing.
So Daryl does a barrel roll out the because he gets thrown from the plane, and so he lands on his feet, and he gets demolished.
If they were going that fast to slide for that long, he should not have been able to just roll and just get back up. And you've been shot, bro.
It's like
he rolled out and then got ran.
Bro, fire engine took him out. They took him out. And they was like the Transformers. I thought the vehicles they was right behind the plane as it was crashing. I thought they was about to.
But it's like, okay. Emergency personnel, if they had to have seen this dude hit him and nobody stopped. There's nobody that veered off.
Bro, they were dodging like pieces of plane coming straight at them, but they saw a dude and it was like, "Hey, watch this." Fucked him up.
They showed him getting hit by the bumper and then getting just crushed by the tires.
Yes, he did go up under. And that was probably the best CGI of the movie right there.
And they did not stop. They did not stop. That's crazy.
Kept it moving. And then they finally got to the plane. They got in there. They got Winston. And
but Winston he wakes up. When Winston was kind of out.
Oh, yeah.
He wakes up like,
did we land?
Did we land?
Good job.
Yeah. And then she asked, she's like, "We had another passenger. Where was he at?" And she was like, "Ma'am, I'm sorry, but he didn't make it." And she was like, "Thank God." And that lady was like, "Well, all right. Okay, let's get this guy out of here."
Let's go back about 45 seconds here. Mm-hmm. Winston, I want to land this plane right now. Mm-hmm. We're not going to do a test landing or anything like that.
Okay.
I want to land this plane right now. He barely has a pulse. AKA critical condition.
Mm-hmm.
We do the roughest emergency landing ever.
He sleep the whole time.
Winston is all right. Winston, wake up. Winston. Completely alert. Like, not even just like a faint, like.
He's up.
And so he gets on the stretcher.
Yep, they roll him on out. He's gonna be all right, man. He's gonna be all right.
After they drag him out of the plane with the least bit of delicacy.
Yeah, he was like, "Ow, ow."
No stretcher, just drag him.
He was just jerking shit. And then Hassan shows up, man. He's a real guy, and he's happy to see the pilot there. He's like, "Man, I'm gonna get me a date finally." So he's gonna get that date.
So he does this fucking happy grunt.
Yeah. And then right behind him comes the most evil motherfucker you've ever seen in a movie ever. He couldn't have had a smile on or something. Like, we're gonna just blend in, motherfucker. Like, you was bro, it's a mugshot I've ever seen. The only thing he was missing was a teardrop tattoo. Mm-hmm. This motherfucker look mean. He should not be no paramedic. Ain't no doctor to have a mean face like that. But yeah, she sees him behind Hassan and she's like, "Come on, bro, you ain't sneaking past nobody." She immediately follows him to the ambulance where they have Winston, and she opens it up, and he over there got a plastic bag on Winston's head. Where was the paramedics that put him in there?
Exactly.
They just put him in there and say, "Hey, it's gonna be a bumper ride. We'll be there in a few minutes.
We're gonna go for a smoke break real quick. Don't down."
Yeah, like the EMS, the EMTs, they were supposed to put him in there. Where were they? Why didn't she follow the EMTs?
That's her
and ride with Winston. I'm like, what is happening here?
What you got to say, bro?
There isn't another door that connects from like the cab to the.
There is.
There is. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I was like,
and they weren't there.
I was like,
they were right there outside the door, smoking a cigarette, smoking meth, doing crack. We don't fucking know what they're doing.
One doing their job. Yeah,
They're
dang.
supposed to be like hooking him up to IVs, making sure
Stitching him up,
something.
closing his wounds.
This dude's in critical condition. That's a smoke break time.
Yeah, union rules. Union rules.
Alaskan Union.
She opens it up and she finally dead shot at this hitman, but he's about to pull his gun and shoot her, but boom, right in his damn head. And she don't explain nothing. She just go up there to Winston, start hugging him. All the other paramedics and firefighters, they just like stand at a distance like, this bitch just shot one of us.
Ooh.
Somebody arrest this woman. This shit is crazy. And then that's when you hear on the phone, the hitman's phone is like, hey, what are the name?
I told you no gunshot.
Yeah.
It was the
Gargario. No gunshots, man. I will fucking kill you. You understand? Is it finished? Is it finished? And she picks up the phone, all John Wick style. It's like, it's not finished, but you are. Click. Click, hang up.
Didn't he say he was going to deport him?
Yeah.
He might say something
Oh,
like that. I
deport
don't
your
know.
ass right back to Serbia.
Yeah, something like
Serbia.
that. He looked like a mean motherfucker from somewhere over there. Big. Yeah, dang. Yugoslavia or something. Ugh.
After that,
Why did he pick that one, though? She pick I don't know. Anyway, I feel like Daryl Booth would have been better at being the paramedic than this motherfucker. But anyway, it cuts to black. That's it.
The end.
No
Nope.
resolution.
Mel Gibson.
Yeah, Mel Gibson did this bullshit. That's what it said.
By Mel Gibson, written by Jared Rosenberg.
Jared.
Which, other fun little trivia fact,
That's the
this
same
is
Jared from Subway.
one of the two things that Jared Rosenberg has written ever.
Wow.
this bullshit.
Well, I mean, I don't think it was badly
It
written.
was, that was what we started with. He said,
was
we
badly
think Mel
directed.
Gibson is where it went wrong, man. With him directing what this man wrote.
Yeah, but yeah, I would.
Either way, I feel like Jared started writing this in 1997. Or Mel, they got together and
Somebody finally gave it a
back
green
in the
light.
late 90s was like, hey man, we're going to make this movie called Flight Risk.
We could do it. We
Yeah.
got fucking Val Kilmer. Okay, he's gonna be this hitman.
Now, it could still be in, no.
Mark Wahlberg.
What was Mark Wahlberg's surgeons to the...
I think Four Brothers.
No,
Yeah.
it was Boogie Nights.
I think Four Brothers.
Boogie Nights, but then kind of like the action film kind of Mark Wahlberg.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, man, but yeah, because the black, there's no resolution, man. Like, does the director get caught? Does she get fucked up trying to get the director? Does Winston ever say anything in court? Does he make it to
Winston
court?
live?
Was her partner actually dead? What's going on, man? There's no finish to this. Is there going to be a part 2? I hope not.
Is the mafia boss still gonna get arrested? Like,
All right,
But look,
man.
don't hang on to a part 2. Because
let's
like
do this, man. Let's
said earlier, Mel Gibson, 5 movies.
Yeah.
He's directed since 92. So
You're done.
Batman.
Would you let people know that they can see this in movies? Is it worth the trip to the theater or not?
No.
That's a no for Batman. Be nice.
definitely not worth the trip to the theater. And then I don't even want to say like I did last time with the stream. Stream. Definitely stream it. But do not, under any circumstance, as soon as when you cut your TV on now, you might see, I think Nosferatu just hit, Nosferatu just hit digital this week. So as soon as you turn on your smart TV, your Fire Stick, what have you, your Roku or whatever, you're going to see it advertised or whatever. Don't rush to stream Flight Risk. Just, you ain't got nothing better to do. This is just on the, They talked about that movie Flight Risk one time. Let's watch it.
Grizz,
No,
you ain't gonna see that.
I'm good. I think this is probably going to be the worst movie we see this year.
All right. Well, that's unanimous for all of us, man. It's not worth a theater trip. Miss out on this one. Go see something else. That's our opinion on Flight Risk. But that'll be it for us. Please look out next month for our review of Dinner for Schmucks. Hopefully you guys can join us. But that'll be it for us. Mr. Must Be Nice.
Your 2 fingers, 1 word.
Grizzly. Yeah. Bet.
I don't know what I'm supposed to say.
Keep on reeling.